Gude and welcome to my locally running voice cloning tutorial using F5 text-to-speech. But isn't F5 the typical shortcut key for common web browsers to refresh a page? So let's give F5 a try.
Gude and welcome to my locally running voice
While Thorsten is stuck in the loop, let me introduce myself. I am a voice clone of your host, and I was just trained with a few seconds of audio. And this is the result.
Hear it. Yes, including emotions, but do not tell anybody.
But I would love to show this in this video.
Okay then, but Thorsten might cut it off the video anyway.
But first of all, let's get him out of the F5 loop so he can show us.
Where have I been? In this tutorial, sorry for that intro. But nevertheless, in this video, we'll do the following steps. First, we'll give F5 a short look, so license, supported languages. Then we will install F5 TTS on your local computer. Obviously on my local computer, but hopefully you will be able with that tutorial to do this locally on your own computer. And after installing F5 on our local computers, we will use F5 to synthesize and clone high quality voice of yours or mine in this case, and do this with just a few seconds of audio input. So I guess this really should be all for the introduction, and now let's go. So let's start by taking a look to the GitHub repository page. Obviously, as always, all the links in the description box below. And as you can see on the right side, we have this MIT license. We have the scientific paper that F5 TTS is based on, linked here if you are interested in more in-detail information. And let's go a little bit down. You can see that F5 TTS is purely developed and maintained in Python code. By now, F5 TTS seems just to support English and Chinese language, but please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But according to some issues, they are working on a highly requested feature to support additional languages. So feel free to check out the issues here for updates on upcoming or further and additional languages. If you are interested in the scientific basis of F5, you might want to check out the paper here that is linked on the GitHub README obviously too. Then let's go a little bit down, and you can see that we have some model checkpoints published on Hugging Face. If you click that link, this will bring you here with some additional infos on the available checkpoints that are or have been trained by the project. And you can see on the right corner here some spaces that are available on Hugging Face that will be using that F5 model. So if you take a look to the first one here, Mr. Fake Name, before starting to install and run F5 on our local computers, let's give this user interface a quick look. So we have these tabs. The TTS tab is the simple one. So just upload a short reference audio clip of your own voice, and let's F5 synthesize your cloned voice. So any special or any individual text with that reference audio. And then we have this Multispeech tab where you can upload multiple reference phrases of your voice probably, and can create some sort of dialogue with multiple emotions and aspects of your own voice in combination. And what's really fun to play around with is that voice chat. So you can again upload your own reference voice. This will be trained for the text-to-speech model, and then you can do something like in the chatbot, so you can talk to yourself. This does not really sound healthy, but probably you get the point. So, and obviously the really deserved credits. So, but I think now it's time to start installing F5 locally. So now I'm connected to my Ubuntu system. Let's see the Ubuntu version I'm running here. So Ubuntu version 24.04.1, the long-term support version. And let's see our Python version that is installed. So using Python in version 3.12.3. I'm inside a new and right now empty folder. Let's start by creating our well-known Python virtual environment by running python 3 -m venv and the name of the folder, in this case venv. Now we have this venv folder here, and let's activate our environment by running source venv/bin/activate. And as you can see now we have this prefix here, so the venv virtual or Python virtual environment. Let's see pip list, so to get an idea of the installed Python packages, just the installer. And let's run pip install pip -u to bring the Python package management, so pip, to the newest version. So let's see it again, pip list, and we have now Python virtual. We now have Python package management pip in version 24.3.1. So let's go back to the README of F5 and see how we can do this installation. And for now, but please let me know in the comments if you are interested in doing training or fine-tuning, we'll use the inference. So just use the existing model checkpoints to synthesize audio, or to do this zero-shot voice cloning, which means just a few seconds of audio, because the model has the capability to train or clone your voice with a little amount of input data of your own voice. So let's use this version, so using the pip command, but you can also run it as a Docker container. But for now, to keep it small and simple, let's just copy this command here, which will run the pip installer and download the required package and dependency. So let's copy the link. Let's go back to our terminal and let's run this specific command. Once this is finished, let's run pip list again to see if we have new packages installed. And as you can see, obviously, just by the pure amount of packages, there has been some dependencies satisfied. So let's see our F5. So let's scroll up to F5. Here, F5 TTS in version 0.0.0, and I can promise the quality is way more impressive than the version number should suggest. So obviously it is a higher number than that, but in this case it's F5 TTS in 0.0.0. No, let's now next go back to the documentation again, and you can use the inference, so just play around with the pre-trained and existing model using this grad.io app, which is really so simple. So just copy this command, or in case you would like to have it on a special port, or bind it to a specific IP address if your computer has to offer multiple interfaces. So, but this should be fine in most cases. Let's copy it. And let's paste it here. On the first run, this obviously has to download all the checkpoints and configuration file and will cache that locally on our computers that's the running gag for this video, obviously. And as you can see here, we have this path. So in your user home directory in the .cache, at least on Linux, might be different on Mac or Windows. In general, F5 should run, as it's purely Python based, should run on Windows and macOS too. So in your user home in the .cache Hugging Face subdirectory structure, the model will be saved. So no additional download required once the model is existing on your local hard drive. So, and as you can see, it's bound, so to your IP address, in that case on localhost, on port 7860. So now let's hop on to our browser and open the connection on that port. And as you can see in my browser tab, I'm connected to my Ubuntu system on port 7860. And as I've said earlier in this video, you might be familiar with that user interface compared to the official Hugging Face space. So if you take a look to this spaces here, so TTS, Multispeech, voice chat, and the credits. So this should look quite familiar compared to the official Hugging Face space here. So as you can see now, super simple installation, running it locally or on your local network at least, is really pretty straightforward. And now, as you can see here, checkpoints or the existing checkpoints supports English and Chinese languages. So I'm not wrong on that, hopefully. But again, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on any of these aspects. So now it's time to play around with each of these capabilities, starting with the first tab, so simple text-to-speech. You might want to use the browser integrate microphone recording functionality. I used Audacity to record some phrases before, and always with the same input text. And now we can play around a little bit with the results. And let's start with a reference phrase in neutral pronunciation. So let's click here and listen to this recorded by myself audio phrase.
This is just a short reference audio. I am really excited to hear if F5 TTS can clone my voice with just a few seconds of audio input.
Okay, now let's enter a text that should be spoken with my AI cloned voice based on that reference input. So let's say,
this is a simple test using my cloned voice with F5 text-to-speech on our local computers. So,
under advanced settings, you should place the reference text, so the text that has been spoken in your reference audio clip. If you do not specify the text here, it will use Whisper to transcribe using speech to text the text, but this is just blowing up compute power. So let's help F5 TTS and put our text here. This one. So this is just a short reference audio. I'm really excited to hear if F5 TTS can clone my voice with just a few seconds of audio input. And let's stick with the default values, so the rest, and hit synthesize. Audio generation is finished, but this took around 3 minutes on my system, so this is really slow. My tests on Hugging Face were way more performant, so it's no issue with the model, but I should maybe think on buying a new computer. So, but here we can see the MEL spectrogram here printed out, and we can see and now listen to the results. So keep in mind, this is just cloned. No, this is just synthesized. So this text synthesized with my voice. So with this 10-second duration sample of my original recording. And now let's listen to the result.
This is a simple test using my cloned voice with F5 text-to-speech on our local computers.
And I mean, let me know in the comments on what you think. but I think that's really impressive. So this is, I've played around with lots of zero-shot voice cloning, locally running technologies, but I guess this is by now the best one I've tried. So please, again, let me know in the comments on what you think. So now let's just take another reference phrase. So let's delete this one, go back, and I've recorded the same text, a little bit more emotional. So let's take this one and let's listen to the reference phrase that I have recorded myself.
This is just a short reference audio. I am really excited to hear if F5 TTS can clone my voice with just a few seconds of audio input.
So, and let's stick with the same text and hit synthesize. Process finished, and it took around 280 seconds. So really not high performant, but this is hardware based, not model based. So, and let's listen to the same phrase. So this is a simple test using my cloned voice with F5 text-to-speech on our local computers. And with this a little bit more emotional sort of reference input phrase.
This is a simple test using my cloned voice with F5 text-to-speech on our local computers.
And again, I really like this one. So this is really a great model. F5 software stack technology. So really amazing job. Well done. So, and let's go to the next tab. So we have this multispeech. What does multispeech do? So as you can see by this example input text here, so you have this in the brackets, some sort of style. So regular, surprised, sad, angry, whisper, and shouting. And these are just examples. So what you can do, you can specify a name here, such as regular, and upload a phrase pronounced in a regular, neutral way. So let's take the reference neutral phrase from the same we've used earlier.
This is just a short reference audio.
And I will put this phrase here. And we can we can add an additional type. So let's say surprised. Let's enter it here. And you can upload a surprise sample. This has not, obviously, in my, well, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this has not to be the same phrase. But in my case, to make it more comparable, I've recorded the same phrase in different emotions. So let's save the surprised version here. Let's listen to my original reference recording.
This is just a short reference audio? I'm really excited to hear if F5 TTS can clone my voice with just a few seconds of audio input.
As you might guess, I'm no professional speaker guy, I'm just a guy. So, and you can add more speech types, such as sad, angry, and this one. And then you can synthesize a text like it's in the example here. And the model will clone your voice with each of these emotion or speech types and styles and synthesize the audio as you might expect from these tags. So, but as my PC is too slow to show it, I will switch back to the Hugging Face space, which seems to be way more performant, but this will work on your local system as on Hugging Face. So let's go back to the Hugging Face space, go to Multispeech, upload our recording neutral. Let's insert the next audio phrase. So we had surprise. Let's insert the reference text. If you do not specify the reference text, it will use whisper or speech-to-text magic to figure out what's spoken in your reference input. So let's go back to our reference. We had the neutral one, we had the surprised one. Let's listen to the sad one.
This is just a short audio reference. I'm really excited to hear.
So you get the point. And we have the whisper version.
This is just a short reference audio.
Okay, and we have the shouting one.
This is just a short reference audio. I'm really excited to hear.
Sorry, this is so unprofessional, but hopefully it will do the job. So we have now uploaded multiple emotional styles or speech styles in the categories of shouting, whisper, sad, surprised, and regular. But again, these are just examples. So you could add other tags for your personal need, such as here, so speaker 1 happy, speaker 2 regular. So you have plenty of options to play around with that. So to keep it simple, and because I'm not too creative right now, I'm going to take this example text, put it here, and let's remove angry, because angry is not specified. So we have a regular version, surprised version, sad, whisper, and shouting. And let's see the advanced tab. So no need to specify again the reference text, because we did so before. And let's hit that generate multi-speech style button. Oh my goodness, this took just 20 seconds for all the different emotions. So this is way faster than my local system. So now let's hear or listen to this text or audio. And let's play and listen.
Hello, I'd like to order a sandwich, please. What do you mean you're out of bread? I really wanted a sandwich, though.
Is audio input going to cry now?
Why me?
So what happened to the whisper version? I'm not too sure what happened there, but apart from that whisper stuff, did I miss anything?
Excited to hear if F5 TTS.
So not too sure what happened here, but apart from that, this is amazing.
Hello, I'd like to order a sandwich, please. What do you mean you're out of bread? I really wanted a sandwich, though.
Is audio input going to cry now?
Why me?
So, but please feel free to play around with your own voice recordings, with your own emotion, with your own text. This is really fun to play around with, honestly. And last but not least, let's take a look to that voice chat, where you can upload your reference voice recording and chat with yourself. So I've done this on Butler. Let's clear it and let's take the shouting version.
This is just a short reference audio. I'm really excited.
So assistant prompt. And let's type a message. So hello YouTube. I am happy. This in angry should sound interesting. That you watch my video. Send. So this is the result from in the text form.
Hello. Thank you for your kind words. I enjoyed watching your video too.
No need to scream at me. Thanks for watching, and do not forget subscribing. Who can resist subscribing if it's yelled at you? So let's hear what the system makes out of it.
Got it? No need to shout. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.
I guess there's nothing more to say. Thank you, and if you like, we see us next time.